Hello my friends and welcome to episode 94 of The Wanderer. As you can see, we are still with Toulouse. It's August. I'm just going to quickly show you while I'm talking the players who were released last season. Jan Villa has gone to a team in the Portuguese Premier League, so good luck to him. Only one really of note, the rest you might not know, but I thought I would show you anyway. During the close season, Man City did indeed sack Zinedine Zidane. Applied for the job. I didn't get an interview, but I knew that that's the kind of job I'm aiming for. The fact the fans responded when I declared my interest at the end of last season meant that I can probably knock onto some of these doors and maybe get with a bit of luck, get an answer. So they appointed the Barcelona manager, and that was the thing that I knew was it would create a chain. So I applied for the Barcelona job. Again, didn't even get an interview. They appointed a Juventus manager. Applied for that, did get an interview on that occasion. Unfortunately, the chain ended because they appointed Zidane, which meant that full circle had happened after 3 attempts. So we signed a new contract with Toulouse. That'd be a good time to show you that now. That's worth 11,000 a week, a small increase, but I did negotiate reduced compensation for a managerial role. We've got a bonus for winning the Coupe de la Ligue again, and it expires in 2029. Costs 1.8 million to buy out our contract, which might put some clubs off, but not the type of clubs that we're going to be looking at. So we're then going to, now that we've done that, we're going to have a look at staff. So again, we unfortunately lost Luis Gustavo, who's away to Lyon as a reserves manager. Did tell him it would be valued, and he was pretty annoyed at it, to be honest. Probably encouraged him to go. We'd had a similar approach with Badstuber earlier on at the end of last season, and he basically said, I'm really glad, thank you very much for making me feel wanted. I'm delighted to stay under these pretenses, so it does go both ways. So, on the end, the board basically increased my coaches. I asked for more coaches at the end of last season. I filled out that quota. I've not filled out the new quota yet. They increased it to 11 again. That was off their back. So we brought in Bastian Becker as a fitness coach. He's very, very good. I say very, very good. He's decent. And Bjorn Bornholt. Might need to ask the Northern how to pronounce this if I ever need to in future. But again, another very, very good fitness coach. Neil Sullivan returns. He was at Hearts with us, of course. He'd been released from Hearts, and for some reason in my head, I remembered him being 4.5 star, at least in something. Yeah, that's only like 4 stars. We'll see. And we released a coach to do that. I can't remember which one of these it was. 16th, so I'm going to guess Muters. Indeed he was. So he's actually no improvement. Richard Naylor comes in as a defensive coach. Basically just protects us if a reserve manager goes. We've got a 4.5 star defensive coach in the first team, and I thought that works out quite nicely for us. Joe Savage comes in as a scout. Very, very good scout at that. Jan Vinegar of Hesselink, some of you might remember him, played for Celtic and Hull, and PSV as well. Another very, very good scout in this game. Being a scout for PSV for a number of years, and we've nicked him. And Shute Molina. Try to see if there's any reason why any of you would recognise him. Doesn't look like to be any. But again, another very, very good scout, improving our scouting team. And Avikia Iliev comes from Partizan as our new director of football. We released our director of football at the end of last season, and I was debating whether I would get one or not. But I had a look and seen who was good and who was bad, and this guy came up and he's only on £500 a week or something like that. Very, very good steal there. So, before I go into the actual transfers, we have broke our club record not once but twice. We broke it a couple of times in January. I'm not sure what it was when I came in, but I know I broke it, smashed it about 4 or 5 times now. But we have made some quality signings. Some might confuse us a little bit because I'm not actually looking at playing them in their natural position, or the position they've been playing for most of their career in one case. So we go into the outs. Thomas Silva was a mandatory bid for Nantes, so he's away. Chambon's away, we knew that. Tui away at AIK. I did like this kid. I thought he had something about him, but he just wasn't kicking on. He's 24 now. You know, he's older than the strikers we've got, and I felt he was actually the worst of the options that we had as well. So I decided to just cash in on him. I think there might be a sell-on fee in there as well. Bulka away. the board are pretty annoyed at this. They didn't feel it was a great financial deal, but in reality, I was just happy to get him off the wage budget. Gary away to Nantes on loan, Jeremy Olivier out on loan again. I'm hit and miss on him. I was so close to being like, right, I'm going to give him his chance, and then this loan offer came in, and I was just like, right, on you go, son. David Brooks, we signed him last year. He's away to Coruna for 1.4 million. I don't think they're actually called Coruna. Maybe they are. Gotta be Deportivo La Coruña. Yeah, it is indeed. Max Christensen away to Brest for a small fee, but again, just fairly happy to get him off the wage budget, if I'm honest with you. Stuperovic, maybe an interesting one away to Aston Villa for 8 million plus. I think it's 25% of his next sell. It's either 20 or 25% of his next selling fee. I felt he was the worst of the striker options we had. I brought a new guy in for drastically less money, and I thought, let's just sell him on. So he's away. Agbenu away for 40k a week, per month rather, on loan. Mossad away on loan. He was actually wanting to join Wolfsburg. We're on the hunt to buy him, and he said, I want to go to Wolfsburg. And I said, well, if we get a big bed for you, I'll accept it. And his initial said was, if they give me, say, 7.5 million, I was like, yeah, I'll accept that. Give me a sell-on fee. I'm fairly happy to let you go for that. Eventually, they've decided to loan him. What's the deals with that? So yeah, basically, he's away for a year, getting some games and money. Giroud away to Grasshoppers, Rooney away to Metz, Mokhtar away to Australian. Bit of backstory with this is that I signed a player who was non-EU, and Mokhtar was in the same position and at the worst of the bunch. I offered him out, and basically, in came, it was valued at 4.8 million, as you see. In came a ton of bids at 300k, and I'm like, that's just not on. So I tried to loan him out, no bids came in. Or I initially tried to loan him, no bids came in. Done that, and then eventually all these clubs put in loan bids. So we've not got him for this season, but we're getting 26k a month for him. Although we are playing most of his wages, but hopefully he can develop. Garnier away to AAK. Peter Patev, shame to see him go. He's been a stalwart of the series, but you know, he never really grasped the first team at Toulouse. Even when looking at back at Hearts, he didn't really knock on the first team door once Lombardo was signed. So I felt it was the right time. We made a small loss on him, but there is a sell-on fee in that. So on the ends, as you see, we waited until July, and part of this was because I was expecting to get job interviews and job offers that never really materialised. So I was sort of like, I'm going to not spend too much money and let the new guy happen. And as you see, it's the end of July when we really start to push our business. So Thibaut De Bruyne, he comes in. He's the new striking option, replacing Stuperovic. Free transfer, previously at Amiens. Fairly decent, you know. He's, for me, better than Stuperovic. He's not great, but he's better than Stuperovic, and on less of a wage, and he's not kicking off about getting a better wage. So that's kind of the logic there. He's a stopgap for the season, basically, until we find someone else. Look at Pellegrini. First transfer break of, first club transfer record break of the season, or of the window. It comes from Porto for 8.5 million, rising to 9.75. He's a left foot wing back, and this is why Agbenu went. Very, very good player. Was excited to get him. He was wanted by Juventus, by Atletico Madrid, by Barcelona, all these clubs, and he picked Toulouse. Which, ironically, if you go back to last season, we were getting picked over by clubs, people that supported the club, going to Genoa. So he's on 32 grand a week. He's already valued at 21 million, so that's good business from us. Weston McKenzie signs on a free transfer, previously of Spurs, who signed him for £30 million. Elite midfielder is his description, and we signed on a free transfer. Didn't even know who he was, and basically an agent offered me, I'm looking for this guy, he's in the World Cup squad, I want to find a new club, and because it said he's basically in the American squad, made me click on him. If he hadn't been in the American squad, I wouldn't have clicked on him. I'd always ignore the agent offers because he showed me a lot of trash. I'll click on the odd one that I have a good feeling for, but 9 times out of 10 I click on them, they're rubbish, I click back off, so I stopped clicking on them unless I have a feeling. But because he was in the American squad, it made me click on him, and boy, did I snap off for that trial. He's on 36.5 grand a week, but what a signing, worth 28 million, and he was signed on a free transfer. I'm just showing you him again because I think that could be, I said Z Gomez was the best signing that I would ever make in this season, in this series, based on fee. I think I've beaten that because I think this guy could be absolutely immense. Long throws 18 as well. I didn't even realise that until now when I'm looking at it. But look at all those blues. I actually feel like he's wasted in our system almost. I mean, the Mazzeli option is going to be the best, but he can play ball winning midfielder, he can play box to box, he can play Carello if we wanted him to. Again, I feel like that's a bit of a waste. I really don't know what this guy's best role would be. We could probably even bring him back as a ball playing centre back and he'd be absolutely smashing as well if we wanted to do that, although we're going to get to that next. This is the club's record transfer fee, 14 million for Adrien Rabiot. If you remember him from the PSG save we done on the beta, it's a smashing player, and you're going to look at him and you're going to say he's a deep line playmaker, advanced playmaker. Could do Mazzeli to a fairly decent standard, but we've got Weston McKenzie and Adam for that. Description is world class midfielder. He's worth £20 million at 30 years old. If you move him back here and put ball playing defender in, which we'll do just now, look at those stats, and that's what I looked at. Excuse me, that's what I looked at. I mean, pace is not, acceleration has not got everything, but I'm not looking at him like that. We've basically got a playmaker in central defence, and the way we play with the counter-attacking, I think that is going to be absolutely massive. Say counter-attacking, we're on attacking style. Soufiane Alouch comes from Nantes for 1.1 million. He's a right wing back. We sold Correa last year. Again, he's only 2.5 star rated, and my staff really don't like this guy. But there really wasn't a whole lot of options. He also counts towards our 8 players trained in France, which is kind of handy because we don't have many of them. We've only got 8 including him. And then we signed Jean-Rees for Metz for 3.5 million. Again, a midfielder that can play ball in a midfielder. Very comfortably, fairly good, so he can step in there. With the loss of Mokhtar, I felt that was a handy thing. But also can play a ball playing centre back. Not as good as what I think Rabiot will do, but fairly solid. So that's where we're trading him. He's worth 3.3 million on 10k a week. Playing at Metz, who were in the league below us, so he was fairly happy to come. Maybe a bit of a get out of jail clause for him. Scouting wise, still looking at players, still looking at a goalkeeper. We've got 6 million in the budget. Why do I not have a goalkeeper here? Let me just promote about Robin. That's right, that's because I loaned out the other lad, so that's why he's in. I don't want to use a wing back, right? Ignore that. So this is how the team looks with all the long players trimmed out. We've added a bit of experience, we've added a bit of know-how, and we've added a few other players, although there's a lot of red things there, which isn't always the most ideal. Why are you ineligible? Or did it... This is right before the Leon game that's in the next game, so we're going to have to... You better be ineligible, mate. Okay. That's a problem. So we're playing a grey goalkeeper and bench. Either way, this is how the team lines up. We've still got Kukera. Not sure what you're worth right now. 25 million, we signed for 5.5 and no sell on fee. Absolute monster of a signing. I was expecting to have big bigs for him. He's second favourite for top goal scorer in the league, only behind Dybala. So that's coming our very good praise. 17 goals and 17 appearances last season. Only did but to manage 27 and 72 for Sparta Prague, of course, but we're not worried too much about that. And we've also improved the midfield this year. Finances, which is the other thing I'm going to cover. We've got 40 million in the bank, 9 million in the transfer budget rather, because we sold Patev. We are looking at selling Hasebi as well, but the bids I've had for him have been an absolute joke. So right now we've got 2 loan bids accepted. I mean, you look at all these teams interested in our transfer, and I've not had a bid worth over £900,000. Absolute shocking the way the AI works in transfer bids sometimes. And the fact that they all come in at the same time, this guy's worth 4.2 million. We'll offer 900,000 with £50,000 over 5 years or over 3 years, and we'll ask for a bit of his wages to be paid for us, and we'll put in a little clause that says after he's played so many games we'll maybe give you £5,000. And every single offer looks like that, and it's like, did you all have like a little conference meeting to put that bid in? Really, really irks me. Either way, I'm looking to sell him. Did try and sell Sacco, but he's on 25 grand a week and he's 35. You know, it's difficult to get a nibble. We're going to put that down to accepting a mistake. Reserve team wise, we've not actually got a whole lot. Pierre David could probably step in if we needed him to. He's wanted by a club on loan, but I'm sure I've rejected that a few times. And the under 19s, everyone's 15. There's a couple of 16-year-olds actually now down here and here. Again, in emergency you could step in, but I really don't think you've got much of a chance. And same with these two. So, you know, we've maybe not got the strength and depth again this year, but I've added, which is what I was maybe looking for, but I've added a stern bit of quality. The other thing with Rabiot, as I'm messing up how I'm getting to that, Rabiot, basically he was on the transfer list for 11.5 million, and I thought that was a steal. Put in the offer and I said, I need you to pay some of his wages because my scout was saying he wanted a lot of money. As you see, we were paying him 32 grand a week, and PSG are paying him 100 grand a week to play against him. I like that. They didn't even question it. They didn't ask. I think they asked for an extra couple of million, which was then negotiated over. So it was 11.5 million offered directly up front, and then I'm paid 10 with 4.5 over 3 years for him. Now the issue is it is a 1 year deal because that was how long he had left on his PSG contract, so we need to renegotiate that at some point. But you know, that's pretty solid. Anyway guys, that's going to end this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time.